What's happening? Okay. By this time, you've already seen the last slide, right? Cool. So what it said, 79% of millionaires or people who build generational wealth, 79% of them did not receive that as an inheritance. The next slide you seen was 79% of those millionaires are financially free people or folks who's creating generational wealth. They started off just like you and me, factory workers, warehouse workers, teachers, plumbers, electricians, delivery drivers, etc., etc., etc. How did they become millionaires? How did they create generational wealth? If they started out like me and you, getting paid between $10 to $18 an hour, stay tuned. I'm about to show you. Okay, so like you just seen, pay yourself first. This is what your savings account is for. Pay yourself first. Every time you get paid, before you go out and buy that new fit, buy them new J's, before you want to look out for family members because they asked you for some money to support a bad habit or something like that, and you call it just being nice, but what you're doing is vibrating at a low frequency because you're too nice. So when you get paid, between 10 to 15% of your paycheck needs to go into your savings. You pay yourself first. And this is a concept that a lot of millionaires and people who generate wealth understand. See, you got to get into the mind of the wealthy to understand how to become wealthy, because they do not think or act like how we do. They had to change their whole mindset. Like I told you, they began as factory workers and teachers and delivery drivers and everything just like us, and their mindset was broken poor just like us. But the difference is they picked up a book, they fed their brain the information, and they applied the information. Yeah, you gonna fail, but if you fail, that means that you're on your way to be successful, because you cannot be successful without failing. Which leads me to my next slide on what people who created generational wealth mastered. Keep up with me. So, next slide, that last slide. Get good at failing. What failing lets you know is that you're trying. You're not gonna you're not gonna get into the generational building game and just automatically take off. That's not how it works. You gonna fail a lot. Bill Gates failed a lot. The dude who created Amazon failed a lot. Hell, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team before he became the greatest basketball player to ever play. You know what I'm saying? Kobe done lost a couple of, you know what I'm saying, a couple of playoffs and championships before you did. Like, in order to be successful, you have to fail. You have to understand where you failed at. You have to tweak the adjustments. You have to like literally learn from your mistakes in failing. That's how you get better. You know what I'm saying? So you have to fail to become successful. As weird as that shit sounds, because everybody want to believe that they're flawless in this perfect fucking universe. And then when you fail, you got to be able to handle failure. A lot of people fail and give up, like, okay, that wasn't it. That wasn't for me. You gave up. When that really was for you. And failing was part of your journey. You supposed to fail so you can learn from your mistakes. And trust me, I speak from personal experience and from the books I've read. Stay tuned. I'm gonna show you what I've been doing and how I know it worked. Peak game. Let's go to the next slide. I'm gonna show you something else that a lot of y'all ain't gonna like, but the wealthy get good at. Dun dun dun. Y'all still with me? Oh shit, there you go. Live below your means. Stop trying to keep up with the fucking Joneses. Keeping up with the Joneses is why your ass is broke. It's the reason why you ain't got no money in your savings account. It's the reason why you ain't got no money in your investment brokerage account. It's the reason why you ain't barely keeping money in your checkings account. Stop keeping up with the fucking Joneses. You heard me? Live below your means. Save your money and invest your money. You feel me? And what I and other people who's building wealth and doing the same thing, what we mean by live below your wealth means if you can't buy that item twice, you don't need it. You feel me? Instead of looking like, damn, I got $200, you really got $100. Because if you was to buy something that's worth $200, you broke. So you really got $100. Why? Because you pay yourself first. Remember the first slide? If you get $200, you got to pay yourself first. So you only have $100. You know what I'm saying? When y'all get y'all paycheck, damn, hey, I got a band. You ain't got no band, nigga. You got to pay bills, take care of them kids, and everything else. And then whatever you got left, that's what you got. You feel me? So you got to live below your means. A lot of y'all can't afford them fucking iPhones and them damn plans y'all own. And a lot of y'all can't afford to do a whole lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all be looking like you got money, but you really ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? And look, man, live below your means. People used to look at me crazy when I tell them, look, man, I still smoke Reggie. People like, what the fuck, nigga? You still smoke Reggie? Nigga, better get on that loud. I live below my means, nigga. Sometimes I can't afford that loud because I'd rather invest. You feel me? Yeah, I'd rather invest money. You spending $70 and $80 and $100 on a quarter of loud. I could take that and invest. I could take that real quick for this week. I could sacrifice smoking loud for 2 weeks to take this $100 or $70 or $80 and put that shit in one of my investment portfolios, whether it's the ETFs, the CDs, the real estate investments, you know what I'm saying? Fucking Bitcoin, my Shopify store, my savings account. I'd rather put that there. And I'd rather just sacrifice the loud sensation and I just deal with this Reggie for a minute because I only spent $25 on a quarter. You feel me? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or my cell phone plan, man, $45. My cell phone plan, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm with Metro PCS and everything, nigga. And I got an Android. I don't give a fuck. I don't live beyond my means. I can't afford that fucking Galaxy. I can't afford a phone that comes with a payment plan. Some of this shit y'all be making payment plans on be ridiculous. You adding more debt and more bills to yourself, keeping up with the Joneses. Like, real talk. Why do you got an iPhone? Because everybody else got an iPhone. Y'all be like, yeah, because I wanted the iPhone. Nah, nigga, you got that shit because you keeping up with the Joneses. Everybody else got an iPhone and you feel like Android ain't shit, man. I've been fucking with Android for years, man. The picture clear. You feel me? The video clear. I still call out and text and do all this shit. Got unlimited motherfucking data and all that type of shit. $45 a month. Beats $100 phone bill. I'm paying $45, which means I saved X amount of dollars. So that X amount of dollars that I just saved off of that one bill, boom, savings account. You feel me? You gotta live below your means. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Stop trying to keep up with the latest trends. I would wear joggers for a whole year straight. I would get different color Nike joggers and wear that shit for the whole year to stack my money. I would live in an apartment with no TV, no cable, no nothing, and stack my money because I don't need a distraction. You feel me? I don't need a distraction. Those 4 hours that you wasting on TV could have been 4 hours that you could have been studying financial literacy, mapping out and planning out your business if you really want to be a business owner. You know what I'm saying? Saving your money, meditation, and all type of stuff that'll better your spiritual growth and your financial growth. Because like I've always told y'all, the physical realm is a reflection of the spiritual realm. So whatever's manifesting in your life right now, that's what it is spiritually. If you're broke physically, then you're broke spiritually. It correlates. But anyways, next slide. I didn't want to make this long. Here we go. There's another thing that people who create generational wealth got good at. They got good at not allowing they income go up and their expenses go up with it. You know what I mean by a lot of us, when we get that raise at our job or we get that extra money, whenever our income goes up, the more expensive our tastes go up. So therefore, if your income go up and your expense and taste go up, you're stagnant. You're not making no progress. Gotta live beyond your means. You feel me? If your income goes up, your expenses should really stay where it's at now. So then you get all this room to invest into dividends. Dividends is a stock that pays you every month or every quarterly or every year. They will send you a check just for investing in them, just for supporting them. They will send you a check. And what you should do is, when you get that check, but most things is direct deposit, so it'll come into your checking account. So the smart thing to do is, when they send you your dividend check money back, you take that check money and you reinvest into that same company who just gave you that. Now you're compounding interest. Now you're creating a snowball effect. And the more you do it, the bigger the snowball, and the bigger your bag is. But none of that can't work if your income go up and your expenses go up. You're stagnant. You're not. You feel me? If, for real, look, check this out. If you get a raise, if you already got let's say you got an iPhone 8, and you get that raise from your job, and that motherfucker go up, now you're gonna be like, damn, I could upgrade to a whole lot of shit. Now you're gonna take that 8 and go to whatever the fuck the newest phone is. I don't keep up with them bullshits, but the newest phone is. And you're gonna be making payments on that motherfucker. And on top of that, you got this high ass bill. You still ain't got no room to save money. Some of y'all get them big ass checks and you want to get the newest ride when your car note gonna be super high. If your income goes up and your expenses goes up, you would never save money. And a lot of people who be like, I'm just expensive. How the fuck are you expensive when your ass grew up out the mud and dirt like everybody else? You don't even know what the fuck expensive is. You can't even afford expensive. Expensive to broke and poor people is cheap as fuck to people who got generational wealth and shit like that. Because they know the people who selling y'all the bullshit, and they know. Why you think Jordan got mad at Stephon Marbury for telling y'all it only cost Jordan $12 to create his shoes, and he coming back and selling it to y'all for damn near $200? Come on, bro. Be for real. Like, these material things are cheap as fuck. They're not expensive. They only expensive to you because you the consumer. But back on topic, if your income go up, your expenses should stay the same for a nice little minute. You feel me? Next slide. Yes, emotional spending and the 24-hour rule is what the next slide said, right? Okay, and a lot of you gonna be like, what the fuck is the 24-hour rule? I'm about to tell you. First of all, let's deal with emotional spending. Emotional spending is you buying shit just so you can feel good. See, this is what I mean by happiness is within, because if you're truly happy with self, know thyself, you don't need anything exterior to make you happy, joyful. You're already like that. Emotional spending is probably the leading thing that's keeping you broke. And emotional spending is a lot of things. Valentine's Day, that's emotional spending. They play on your emotions of love to sell you some shit. Just so your partner can feel love. But if y'all already in love and y'all already feel the love, the fuck do you need something to feel to help you feel love, bro? If this woman or man is showing you day in, day out, 365 days that they love you and that they here. I mean, yeah, gifts is cool. I'm not saying don't go out there and buy gifts. I'm saying control your emotional spending. There's, like they say, there's a time and place for the shit. There's a time to spend your money. There's a time to save your shit. And majority of times, it's for you to save your shit. I've been around too many people that be like, damn, I wish I ain't buy that, man. You know what I'm saying? I could have did this. Or, damn, man, why I went and did this shit right here. I done seen a lot of people. I done been to the mall with a lot of people, and they having fun buying shit. They getting the fits, the J's. They getting all that shit. And then probably like 2 weeks later, they don't even wear the shit. They probably wore that shit like once or twice, and they done with it. You know why? That shit didn't make you happy. That shit didn't make you joy. You just emotional spend. You happy you had the bread, and you happy that you can spend that motherfucker. When you need to be happy you got the bread and happy you can save that motherfucker. It's the mindset. Being broke and being poor is a mindset. Control your emotional spending. A lot of y'all who's searching for happiness out in the world when you should be searching for happiness within, boy, businesses love y'all because y'all the main ones that buy shit to make y'all selves feel good when you should already you should already feel good. See, I'm trying. Hey, the spiritual shit is deeper than you think because it manifests physically. And if a person who's very much spiritually in tune we can look at people and tell the difference. But anyways, control your emotional spending. Now, 24-hour rule. The 24-hour rule is if you see something that you want to buy, control the impulse on buying it right then and there. Go home, sleep on it, wake up in the morning, and see if you still want to buy that shit. 9 times out of 10, you do not want to buy that shit. It was just an impulse. You got to learn to control them impulses. You feel me? 24-hour rule. When you see something, sleep on it, wake up the next day, see if you still want to buy that shit. Because you never know what tomorrow might bring. You might actually don't buy it, sleep on it, wake up, and you find some better shit to do with your money, like invest, have fun with your kids, go buy them something, you know what I'm saying? Savings account, invest, buy something for your kids, savings account. But it is what it is. But those are just little things that people who generational wealth and people who's on the way to building generational wealth, this is how they think. This is how they move. They have self-discipline. They don't have these impulses that a lot of us have. See, that's the difference between a consumer and a supplier. You feel me? That's the difference. You have to have the mindset of a capitalist. You have to have the mindset of a supplier and not the mindset of a consumer. You feel me? But now, what most of y'all nosy folks been waiting on, I'm about to show y'all these accounts I set up 6 and 7 years ago. So y'all know I know what I'm talking about. And these accounts, I cannot touch these accounts until I'm 40 and 45. You know what I'm saying? My daughter can't touch her accounts until she's 21. This is how we break generational curse. Check this shit out. So there you have it. Whether you believe it or not, that ain't got shit to do with me. You feel me? But numbers don't lie. And as you seen in my Cash App, the last slide was my investment in my Cash App. I told a lot of people to get on that shit when it first dropped, ain't nobody want to believe me. And you see me, my spending account was $7. $7. You feel me? So when people be looking at a nigga's like bank account or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or they be just, this nigga broke. He ain't got no clothes. Man, that shit don't reflect his lifestyle. You know how haters and people who just don't get it gonna say that shit don't reflect his lifestyle. I know that nigga. But look, bro, I live below my means. Didn't I just teach you that? I live below my means. Those investments I can't touch until I'm 40 and 45. You feel me? It's the long game. This is what building generational wealth is. And like I said, I've been doing this shit for 6 years. And I'm gonna tell y'all this shit, man. When y'all get on this building generational wealth, you gonna lose a lot of people because a lot of people is not gonna believe in you. A lot of people can't comprehend it. A lot of people can't see your vision. You feel me? A lot of people, if they see it, then they can believe it. But when you building your generational wealth, hey, look, man, that's like air. You can't see it, but you know it's there. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lose a lot of people. I lost friends. I done lost some family members here and there. A lot of my relationships with females ended because they didn't believe. They didn't see the vision. All they seen is, shit, all this nigga wears joggers for real. He wear the same couple of outfits. He ain't really got no shoes like that. Man, I've been over his career. Woo, woo. I don't give a fuck. You just judging a book by its cover because I'm sitting here explaining financial literacy to you, and I told you that you got to sacrifice to get what you need, get what you want. You got to sacrifice now. You feel me? You got to sacrifice now in order to ball out later. You dig? I don't give a fuck. You feel me? I'm like, people can talk shit about me all day, every day. They can judge me. I don't care because I know what I'm doing and I know that shit work and I know I'm financially literate. You know what I'm saying? So that shit don't bother me because I know what I'm doing. What I told y'all, in high school in 2006, I knew I was going to have a daughter someday. And I knew I was going to name her Isis someday. I knew that. 6 years ago, I am 30. 6 years ago, and 7 years ago, I was 24, 25. You feel me? I started these accounts. I started my retirement account. I started investing when Cash App dropped the investments. You feel me? I've been on this shit for a while. Robinhood, all that shit. I've sent y'all links. I told y'all, hey, jump on this shit. A lot of y'all didn't do it. Hey, I ain't got nothing to do with that. I could lead the horse to the water, but I can't make him drink that motherfucker. You heard me? You might not be thirsty. I'm thirsty. You feel me? And I knew that. And the first thing I did, because when I got my job, the first thing I did with my job, I opened up a savings account for my future child because I knew one day I was going to do it. And I knew, look, man, we know having kids is random. You don't know that, that shit ain't, even though you plan for it, you really don't plan for the shit. So I knew then I wanted 10% of my paycheck taken out and put into this savings account just for one day I might have a child. Hey, and if I never did have a kid, then man, look, that's just money in a nigga pocket. But I did that because I knew one day I would have a child. And I knew that this was the mistake a lot of our parents and grandparents made. You feel me? See, this is what I mean by studying the rich. Studying people who's doing better than you so you can learn. I learned. At my job, I talked to, man, my job had millionaires there. You feel me? The GM, Josh, he's a millionaire. You feel me? I ain't about to tell y'all where this nigga stay at, but he's a millionaire. I talk to him daily about investments and shit like that. One of the stocks I invested in is my job. I asked him for real. I was like, Josh, you think it's possible that I can invest in some stock in our job? He was like, yeah, I don't see why not. And I did it. So as long as I'm working there and I'm seeing the profit come in, that's profit inside my stock portfolio. That's one of the smartest things I did. Then when the owner comes and visit us, Bill, he multi-millionaire, man. He stay out there in Washington and everything, multi-millionaire, you feel me? Every time he come down here, I pick his brain. I ask him how. He tell me how. I research it and I apply it. He told me, hey, I had to go through a whole lot of broke days. I slept in my car. I did this, I did that, whoop whoop whoop. But now I'm here and I can give my kids everything that I didn't have. That's what I wanted. I did it. I'm passionate about this shit. You feel me? I ain't no doctor, I ain't no lawyer. I got a simple ass associate's business degree. I'm a regular ass dude that work in a warehouse, but I invest. See, this is why I told y'all to go get that book, Rich Dad and Poor Dad, because it breaks it down. This kid in Hawaii was born with two. He had a biological dad and he had another dad later on in life that took him in. His biological dad was a doctor. He was a doctor. He had like I think 3 or 4 degrees and shit like that. But as his income went up, his expenses went up and the family suffered. But his rich dad was a warehouse. I think he was a warehouse worker, or he did something of a regular ass job. But he had the knowledge on investments and stocks and bonds and investing in real estate and all this shit. And every time he got paid, he put 10 to 15% of his check inside those for years and years and years and years. And he became the rich dad, while the poor dad was still the poor dad. Because he wasn't financial literate. This is what I'm trying to get y'all. And then when I started that up for my child, I started my retirement fund up, because I told y'all I'm gonna retire when I'm 40 years old. Or yes, yeah, 40 years old. I already spoke that shit into existence. I'm retiring when I'm 40 years old, and that was always my goal since high school, because I knew I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. You understand? I did that. I cannot touch that account until I'm 40. My child can't touch her account until she's 21. You feel me? So I'd rather suffer and sacrifice and try to make ends meet now, knowing that 10 to 15% of my paycheck is going to those accounts. I'm 30. You feel me? I started when I was, what I said, 24, 25, 23, 24. Around that mid 20s range is when I started. You feel me? I'm 30 now. Long ball. I got 10 more years of grinding and going hard and doing all that shit. And I'm building my credit. I told y'all about Chime is helping people build their credit up. You got self-credit builder. Self-credit builder is this. This bank, you and this bank come to an agreement of a payment plan that you put money into a CD account. Go look up what CD is. When you put money into a CD account, whether it's $35 a month or $48 a month, but you do that for a year or maybe 2 years, depending on how patient you are. I'm doing mine for 2 years. And then every time you make a $35 payment every month on time, that's reported to the credit builder, and your credit score goes up 20, 30 points every month, 20, 30 points. So for 2 years, you're doing that. And all that money that you putting into that CD account, after 2 years, that CD account will be unlocked to you. That's money that you was saving for the long run, and you was building your credit for the long run. That's a win-win. And then in the end, you get that money, whether it be like $975 or $2,000, depending on which plan you pick. But you take that money and you reinvest that money into the CDs and do the same thing over, and you keep building your credit and you keep stacking on to those CDs. That's called compound interest. I told you about that earlier in the video. You can compound interest on a lot of shit, and then you create the snowball effect, and it gets rolling, gets bigger, gets bigger, gets bigger, gets bigger. This is how Warren Buffett became one of the richest men on the face of this earth. This is how a lot of them became where they are. Investments, taking a chance, taking a risk, being financial literate. You know what I'm saying? Understanding how the game works. Y'all out here playing the game, but you don't even know the instructions. And then you take this same knowledge and you teach your kids at a younger age. So by the time they in their 20s, they don't have all that stress and anxiety and all that self-doubt that we had. You feel me? That we had. Teach them that. Then they gonna teach their kids. That's a generational heirloom. Knowledge is power. You feel me? You as a parent is supposed to be willing to sacrifice everything for your child. Everything. And if I gotta sacrifice relationships, friends, families, and everything off of the materialistic shit that I don't get, cool. That means you was never for me in the first place. You feel me? Because I only roll with people who fuck with me because of me and they see my vision and they mind work with me. But hey, man, I hope y'all take some of this knowledge, man, this information. Apply that shit, soak it up, research it, man. You can self-teach your shit. You can self-teach yourself stuff now. You can do this now, man. Do this shit, man. Then when you apply the knowledge, that's the test. You know how when you do a science project and you have to experiment the hypothesis to come to the conclusion, this is it. You get the knowledge with this, which is the hypothesis. You test it. That is the experiment. You get to the conclusion. Whether you fail or succeed, you figure out what you need to tweak. And even if you succeed, there's still room to tweak and become better. Get on this shit. And a lot of people that's my age, 30, get on that shit now. So you can retire by the time you 45 and 50. And for the younger folks who's watching this, my young crowd at 15 all the way up to, 21, 25, 26. Get on that shit now so you can retire by the time you 40 and 45 and really enjoy life. Really be there with your kids as they grow. Really travel. Really do the things that you want to do. Because if y'all had kids like me, I'm 30. In 10 years from now, when I retire, my child will be 10. I can be there for her 24/7, 365, whatever you need. And then once you retire and you got your stocks and dividends and all that good, then you can just live off of your liquid money. Because you ain't never seen a rich person spend money. They got liquid money and assets. You can live off that. Or when you're 95 years old and still got this shit going, you can write that down in your will that your kids or your grandkids or your great grandkids get your stocks. And everything, your stocks, your bonds, your dividends, all that is literally family heirlooms. You can give that to them when you're 95 and you about to go, or 100 and you about to go. You can give them all your stocks in your will and everything be transferred to them. Me, I'm leaving everything for my great grandkids. So by the time it get to them, you feel me? Come on, man. I love my people. I want to see my people shine. I'm not trying to tell y'all what to do with y'all money. I'm just trying to tell y'all to think with your money. You feel me? I love her. I love my people. Yeah, we want to blame the white person, the matrix, and the system, and the game, and all that shit. But let me tell y'all something. 65% of the poverty that we go through is because of us and the lack of financial literacy. I'ma holler at y'all, man. Science for the Conscious Mind, man. Y'all go check out the YouTube. And go check out the Shopify store, newblackwallstreet.org. New Black Wall Street, N-U, not N-E-W, but N-U, blackwallstreet.org, O-R-G.
It ain't nothing in this world could break us up. And I'm married to my hustle making love. And ain't nothing in this world could break us up.